What's up, YouTube? What's up, TikTok? What's up, all streaming platforms? This is your boy Milto NT. I was gonna use my script today and talk about a certain topic, but the script stuff is I can't say hard, but I just can't do it. I can't just be keep looking on the screen and everything. But again, I took notes on this topic. Although one thing about this topic is a lot of people don't want to talk about it. People are ashamed. People are scared. People are afraid to talk about this topic. I'm not afraid to talk about this topic. I do stand up comedy a lot. And one thing about being a comedian or just having confidence about something, you have the First Amendment. I'm sorry, the First Amendment. And First Amendment is literally freedom of speech, meaning you can say what you want to say without people getting offended. Now, I'm not saying go out there and say racist shit to people racist stuff to people because you just can't do that. But one topic that irritates me so much is literally this right here. It's literally people using money, using God for money. And I don't like it. I don't like how people exploit God for money. Like, they exploit God like he's a prostitute. Why are you exploiting God for money? And it annoys me. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm talking about this subject. I posted a video about this before. Like I said before, the audio of the video was horrible. I don't know what I did on my end. I don't know what happened, but I have to talk about this subject. And it occurs a lot in churches and mega churches and celebrities. And it's one celebrity I cannot stand. And I can't stand this man. This man is a bully. He's evil. He's a demon. And he has a cult like following. And that man is Tyler Perry. Now, a lot of people are Tyler Perry fans, and people may get mad at me for saying that. But Tyler Perry, to me, is the devil. He's a sheep in wolf's clothing. He's evil. And I don't like it. Just like I don't like mega churches or pastors. Growing up as a kid, I was kind of the bad kid. I didn't want to get up and go to church. I hated church when I was a kid. Then as I progressed in my teenage years, I used to gather all the kids in the neighborhood and, let them go to church. Church was somewhat fun. Not because of the preachers or the work. Well, sometimes it was because of that. But I usually didn't like going to church because churches had so much drama. And every time I look up, a church was like a television show. Or a pastor, oh, the Lord has told me that you will be free from depression, anxiety. It's like, dude, like, I just want to get the word. I don't want to hear you hooping and hollering. Like, stop hooping and hollering, bro. Like, preach the word. And it's the church I go to right now, and the pastor I have is phenomenal. He is phenomenal. He preaches the word, he knows the word, and he has a YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel don't have a lot of views. And I like that. It's a pretty nice church. It's a big church, and it's a church that don't even ask the members for money. And when they ask the members for money, it'd be about 30 seconds to 60-second intervals of them talking about giving. And then the majority of the time, 95% of the sermon is about God and the word and church and things like that. And maybe out of the 5%, it's music and probably talking about giving money. And I like churches like that. Although, let's be real. If you are my skin tone or African American, or you know what, let's not even put race there. Although, I'm going to put race there for a moment and then I'm going to dig deep into something else, to other races of people. If you have attended a black church, you're going to know that black churches hoop and holler. And they also are like the biggest scammers because they're going to ask you for money. This money is used for the building fund. This money is contributing Sister Cheryl, Sister Shirley, Sister Yvette, cancer and diabetes and things like that. And that's how they get you. That's how they get you. That's how they get you because it's like, oh man, I feel so bad. Like, I love her. She was such a sweet old lady. Or then it'd be the opposite, like, ooh, that old lady was mean to me when I was a little boy. She used to pop me on my hand and everything. But overall, in some cases, most of that money is not going towards those people. Most of that money is going to the pastor and his minions and his cult following, the people that's in his I don't know what you call it. It's not the congregation or the pulpit, but it's the people that work with the pastor. The money goes to them, and it kind of annoys me that that happens in a lot of mega churches. I'm sorry, in churches. It annoys me, and I said to myself, I said, "Oh well, imagine if we live in a world where they have big giant churches, and the big giant churches are like evil corporations, like we see in movies." Huh, I had to eat my words. So lately, I see tons of YouTube pastors that are all solely about fame, but not solely about God. Their purpose isn't about God, it's about fame. And they are always iced out with the nicest jewelry, have the nicest suit. Their girlfriend or wife or both at these times these days got a big booty, got a nice body. She pretty. She always looking like fine every Sunday, or the man always looking handsome. Then we got these younger pastors that are hip, that have the big giant glasses, the blue jean jackets, the loud colors and everything, talking about, about they love God. But 95%, I know I say that a lot. That's going to be something you hear a lot. 95% of the times, it's about money. 5% of the times, it's just about drumming and attacking you. It's so many mega churches I watch, like, well, the reason why you stuck in the situation you is right now is because God told me to tell you that you need to tithe and give your money to the Lord and give it to the church. Because if you don't give your money to the church, you're going to hell. Or you're going to be stuck in that same position. And I know I'm being over exaggerative with that, but to think about it, most churches are solely like that. They literally beg you for money and then belittle you and down you if you don't give them money. And I don't like that about most of these churches these days, these YouTube churches. I mean, these YouTube churches and these TikTok churches and these celebrity pastors. These celebrity pastors are literally taking pictures for the paparazzi posing, but yet you don't know your member. You can't name most of your members from the top of your head. And it annoys me. It annoys me. But I grew up watching a lot of comedians. And a lot of comedians I grew up watching was like comedians that said stuff that nobody wanted to hear. And that's me. I can't say I'm mimicking them, but I'm just saying, me, I'm very blunt. And watching other people, like, I can solely say get paid for it. It makes you feel good because it's like, you saying what you need to say, but yet people are scared to talk about the subject. People talk about the Illuminati a lot and all types of stuff, but the biggest scamming organization in the world and the most evil corporations in the world is literally in our faces. Literally in our faces right now. And it's these churches. These churches don't care about us. I'm gonna break it down to y'all. I'm gonna come closer to the camera and I'm gonna break it down to y'all. Simple. If your pastor has a yacht, have their own private island, have the nicest lines of cars ever, that money that we so-called contributing isn't going to the church. And I tell people this all the time. They say, well, God's watching the pastor, and also, the Lord, if they're doing wrong, God's going to punish them. No, duh. I'm sorry, but I got to curse. No shit, Sherlock. Duh. Like, for real? Are you really telling me that right now? I know God's going to punish them, but it annoys me that it's a cult following for some of these mega pastors. I stay in Houston, Texas, and we had a massive disaster before COVID. Before COVID hit, I forgot what disaster we had. We had a major storm. And when that storm came, multiple churches opened their doors to us. But the biggest church in Houston, Texas, Lakewood, did not open. Joel Osteen did not open doors to us at all during the times of need. At all. He didn't. He didn't give two shits about us. But yet, the Church of Satan, satanic worshipers, gave and donated to people. Opened their doors to people and putting a religion to the side just to help people out. They're not there to recruit nobody. They're not there to say, and it's crazy. It's crazy because these people intentionally may blatantly say they hate God. Or if you do your research, most of them just worship Satan and preach pretty much the same stuff that they preach in churches. Not saying I'm a Satan worshiper because I'm not going to support that. I love God no matter what, but I'm not the most perfect person in the world. But if a satanic church can open their doors to society, how come a big mega church like Lakewood can do it? It's sad. It's super, super sad. And it's so many TV pastors that I watch. Got nice white teeth. Got just, like I said, family looking pristine, all of them. Yet they are all cult leaders, all scammers. And they got people that's vouching for them. And I'm an African American gay guy, and I love God. And I know people hate when I say loving God and you're gay. Loving God and you doing this. But I recall that basically, they said in the Bible, he who is out with people. Y'all crap. Look, I'm not going to do no outtakes or cuts. Basically, the Bible stated, if you sin, don't judge me. Because everybody sins. Jesus was the only person on earth that was perfect. And he literally was betrayed by his friends. Murdered by his friends. And it's sad. It's super, super sad that occurred. And he died and sacrificed himself for us. Yet, we have these false prophets begging us for our hard-earned money, downing us, making us feel like crap. And when we need that church, they ain't gonna help us. Because I recently lost my apartment. I stayed with family. Not about to get into detail. But make a long story short, I was tithing for 2 different churches. And guess what? Those 2 churches actually helped me pay rent at one time. They helped me out. However, one church that helped me out, well, I wasn't tithing that much, but one church that helped me out literally asked for my membership number. And literally looked at my research. Although that website stated that even if you're not a member and you in need, we got you. We're going to do some research, we got you. But yet, I told them I was a member a couple years ago, and they pulled my membership number down, and they said, oh, you haven't been to church in a minute. You ain't been paying your tithes. What does that have to do with anything? But hey, at the end of the day, they giving me their money, and they paying for my rent and helping me out, so I can't get mad at that. However, I have literally heard stories. Actually, I attended a church, I forgot. I don't know if it was Lakewood or something, and I became a member. I was hypnotized by the bullshit. And next thing I know, I got a letter in the mail saying they want me to pay a membership fee or something like that. Why would I want to pay a membership fee for a church? Like I'm signing up for a gym. Now, I do need to work out. But working out with my faith and love for God, why do I have to pay for that? And people want to pay to listen to, I'm sorry what I'm about to say. God forgive me. But people pay to listen to blasphemous scammers that are purified evil, that sin. And yet, these evil pastors attack people that's gay, attack people of even different races, like different cultures, different religions and everything. First of all, whatever religion you serve, as long as you serving God or serving someone above that makes you happy, then it's a good religion. Positive, but you got to be positive. It can't be no demonic stuff. But it annoys me that these churches literally have so much money. And the biggest pastors I respect, which is a very, very rare thing we have, is 2 types of pastors. The pastors that go to college and have their theology degree and know what they're talking about and know their word no matter what. And most of the time, those pastors don't have to read off a teleprompter or read from a verse. They may play the verse like for a couple seconds for you to read the Bible and retain that knowledge. But some pastors that know the word. I've seen some pastors that know the word so good they don't even have their Bible. They don't have that PowerPoint presentation. They just know their word and have knowledge of it, break it down, dumb it down for you, make you feel good. Even if you a monkey or a dog, you gonna be like, oh God, I know the word. Like, that's how powerful it is. Then I also have respect for those pastors that admit, yo, I have been a sinner. I used to be a sinner all my life, and I found God. And I like that. I like people that's honest, that's down to earth, that's honest. Say, yo, I know I sinned, man. Like, but I found God, and He made me a better person. I'm in a better vessel. I like that. I love it. And to add to that, I also love people that. Well, that's actually three things to be honest. But thirdly, I like pastors that may have a side job. Some pastors I've met literally have side jobs or businesses where they're making money and they're preaching on the side and they are passionate about God and they preach on the side. And I'm not knowledgeable about churches, but I'm not stupid. Most churches are like nonprofit organizations, meaning the government. I don't know if it's nonprofit. I don't care. Leave me alone. Don't judge me. But a lot of these churches usually get sponsored by other people and everything, and they pay for everything. They pay for the lights, pay for the food, and everything. They get sponsors, meaning when you asking for money for the church, you're really asking money for the pastor and his employees, maybe. And it's some church like the church I attend. They actually have employees where they get paid. They pay the employees, so the church actually is giving money to people legally where they're asking for a W-2, a I-9 form and everything, making sure you're legal, giving you a thorough background check. If they give you a background check, that right there shows that they legit. And that right there shows that their church has money. And when people ask about giving, it's literally about giving and helping the church out. Maybe that giving could be towards a scholarship or towards building another church or something. Who knows? But I can respect churches like that. But that's enough about churches. We're going to hit the 1730 mark right now. All right. So my next topic and my last topic I'm going to talk about is Tyler Perry. I cannot stand Tyler Perry. Simply because he is literally like these mega church pastors where they so-called love God, but in reality, you don't love God. You don't care about God. You don't even care about the people. You are like Tyler Perry to me is a horrible individual. And many people get mad at me when I say that and they said I'm just a hater. I'm not a hater. I can respect his hustle and respect his grind as an African American guy because it's not many African American guys that can open up their own studio, own company, and pay many high class actors better money than Hollywood producers did, because Hollywood don't like black people. It hates us. Hollywood hate black people most of the times. But I can respect that. That's the only reason why I respect him, because he gives a lot of African Americans opportunities. However, the content he has is evil and dark. This man went from praising God and everything, giving a positive message. Everything had a message in each one of his plays. And then it went past our heads when he always depicted black men to be evil. The bald head black man to be evil. Then the handsome light skinned brother become the good guy. But he just always had that trope, like how horror movies have the trope of the dumb blonde or the black token black guy that always die. But then you got some horror movies that may just turn it around and just make the black guy smart and the blonde smart. It's just different, just be original, and I like original. And I thought when Tyler Perry came out, he was original. He was original when he first came out. But I used to listen to so many of these stories recently of men dressing up as dresses for Hollywood, being part of the Illuminati or whatever the hell it is. It's believable and it makes perfect sense. It makes a lot of sense. Like, you don't have to dress up as a woman to become somebody great. Although that Madea character is a very influential character, at like one of the biggest influential characters in black culture. I don't know no black character that has, I don't know, maybe Bojangles or whoever, but when you do your top 5 best black characters of all time, Madea would probably be number 1, 2, or 3 on that list. But it just sucks how he just used God to me. Maybe I'm crazy. That's why I need comments. How he used God to get paid. And it's sad. It's sad that this man is using God to get paid. Because back then, I was into it. I was into the plays. I was into the plays with the church songs, how they had a message. But again, like I said, it always had a token black guy being abusive and mean to the woman. Then we turn around into the movies. I don't know if it was I Can Do Bad by Myself or Diary. I think Diary for Mad Black Woman was the first one. After I seen those movies, I realized, okay, this dude really don't. He got some really messed up in his life that make him just hate black men. So I heard this story, this, that, and the fourth. I get it. We all been through trauma. We all been through pain. Trust me, I know. Verbal abuse is no joke, bro. But some people don't understand that. Some people don't get it. Some people don't know about people that deal with mental health and depression and stuff. I am a living witness that I used to go through depression and suicide. And once I started going to this new church, I feel so good about God. And being around positive people, I feel so good. And I know by the grace of God, He got me. But I'm not the most perfect person in the world. And I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to get back to my point. Cat Williams was raised from a Christian family. And Cat Williams did not want to disappoint his family because he said in the most recent Club Shay Shay podcast that y'all should definitely check out that he didn't want to disappoint his parents because he did love God. He still loves God, but he just got to be himself. He want to be a comedian. He want to be funny. He want to curse. He this, that, and the fourth. And he wants to tell the truth. My boy Cat Williams was reading books when he was a little child. And they've always said the biggest secret, I don't know who stated this, but the biggest secret, I'm going to paraphrase and put in my words, the biggest secret from black people can be hidden in the book. And I like that because some black people that I grew up around, just me personally, and hearing stories, they didn't read. I did not read. When I do read, it'd be about film books and stuff like that. I even read a stand-up comedy book on how to be a better comedian. Or I read a book about how to direct a video. And it felt so good reading the book. But sometimes good knowledge can be hidden because sometimes they say we can't read or don't want to read. And it sucks because some people I ran across kind of don't read a book. And it's sad. But it shouldn't just be a cultural thing, but it's truthful. And people can't get mad about something I say about my race based upon experience. But back to Tyler Perry. If Tyler Perry is going to produce content about God, let it be about God. Let it solely be on that. And people say he does this for money. Now, his most recent shows like The Oval and the Half Nots have been nothing but demonic evil stuff. The Oval is a television show he has about the President of the United States. And everybody on that show is damn near messed up. And they have a character on the show. He's an older guy now. But the character was supposed to be 16 or 17. And every time I looked up, I think in season 1, he was crazy. He was always ass naked, butt naked. So why are you doing some child molestation type stuff or pedophilia type stuff in a television show showing naked teenage boys walking around the White House? Like, that's just weird to me. And nope, that just went over so many people's heads in the television show. And then I saw an episode of Having a Half Nots. I did watch it, where Candace is this chick that's purified evil, hate her mom, everything, hate God and everything. She was just purified evil. She was beefing with the mafia and everything. Then in the later seasons, she became good, and her heart turned around. And then I began to like her. But they had a scene where the child was murdered, and a gun scene. And like, first of all, stuff like that may happen, but if your content is about consistently killing kids or doing something inappropriate to a child, like you did in Four Color Girls, where they threw the children out the window, and that's just your consistent pattern, I don't have respect for you, dude. I don't have respect for you. My opinion don't matter because I'm not famous like you, but I don't have respect for you. Then you always got a down black man. Then you got that evil black character that's a woman that can be a, excuse my language, she can be a bitch sometimes. I don't like it. I don't like it. Then you get on. I don't know. I think it was TD Jakes. Of all people, you shouldn't even be near him. But you got on with TD Jakes and start. No, Lakewood. It was Lakewood. I think he went to Lakewood or TD Jakes church. Whichever scamming demon he went to, he literally was preaching about how he loved God, and the sheep was just into it. And I was like, bro, this dude's a con artist. How come I know? I grew up around con artists. I know what a con artist is. I know what a natural born con artist is. And this nigga here is a con artist. Conning people, and people was into it. And it was annoying. It was just simply annoying. And his television shows now is about evil white men controlling the world and having power, or it's just so much evil in Tyler Perry shows that it's crazy. And we shit on people like Quentin Tarantino. We shit on people that make Saw or things like that, make torture porn movies. But yet, we condone Tyler Perry, who produced content that includes rape. A girl was brutally raped in the television show, The Oval. And Tyler Perry literally had that character do that. And it made me so mad. It made me want to cry because it's like, dude, why do you have to go that far? Why do you have to go that far? Why do you have to go that far about killing somebody who had a good heart, who was afraid? You murdered him because you had a fucked up childhood? We all have been through trauma. We have all been through trauma. But if your content is that, and then you say, oh, I love God, and you're using God for money, you don't care about God because at first, if you cared about God, you would have been consistent. You would have been consistent in making content. You could have made great content, and you still do. But like House of Pain is positive. But at the end of the day, it just annoys me that Tyler Perry fans are sheep. And Tyler Perry got the show The Boondocks canceled because he was a butthurt bitch. Because they made a parody out of him? Dude, you're relevant. I'm talking about you for my content. They're talking about you to get views. That was probably the best episode of The Boondocks ever. Because what they said on The Boondocks, this shit was true. It's a cult following. You're always hiring an attractive guy, attractive woman in your movies and plays. Yeah, you may have a couple of alumni ensemble people. But yeah. And you got people that's going to ride or die for you forever, my boy. Like David and Tamela, man. To me, hopefully they're not scamming. But they some good people. And I can't see why they don't see through your BS. But at the end of the day, when you giving somebody some good ass money, they ain't going to give a shit. But if David and Tamela, man, met somebody else and they was paying them millions of dollars more than you did, nigga, you would be, nigga, man, listen. But it annoys me that we have so many Tyler Perry fans and they are blind and think that this man loved God, which he probably do. Don't get me wrong. But you exploited God in your most recent, in your past plays, singing gospel songs, having fun, having a gun-toting grandma that we all relate to. Then you turn to the dark side. You retire from plays and you turn to the dark side. And none of your new television shows have no messages at all. The dialogue is slow. This is basically Tyler Perry dialogue. Yeah, well, I like you. What do you mean you like me? I've been staring at you for 5 months. 5 months? 5 months ago, I was at the White House and I was at the beach skiing. It's like, dude, the dialogue stretches. Nobody naturally has a conversation like that. Nobody has long conversations like that. But you. But you. Your television shows suck. But I'll watch it because it's entertaining. And it's dark and it's evil. And I kind of like it because it's pretty good content. Because you're stupid. You're a moron. You don't have no experience at all. You all over the goddamn place. But you making money. But I guarantee you, when I be successful, I'ma just be straight up. I love God through the center of my soul. I love him. But I'm not the most perfect person. I do stand up comedy and say some really crazy stuff. The movies I may produce may not be super positive. I'm not gonna go far like you, but hey, when I produce my content's gonna be different. But like my video, share it, and subscribe, and have a blessed day.